Hi students, welcome in chemistry classes. We are studying about the quantum mechanics, and in our previous lecture we have studied about the hydrogen atoms wave function. We have seen the radial wave function and the angular part. Okay. Now the questions that are asked about the hydrogen atom wave function are very simple. We have given any wave function. We does not need to find out the wave function. Okay. We have given the wave function and we have to find out the values of the different quantum numbers. We have to find out the value of n, l and m. Okay. And for this the tricks are very simple. There are certain tricks by which you can easily find out the value of n, l and m. Okay. So in this video we will see the tricks for this and then we will solve the problems based on this that has been asked in the CSIR NET and the GATE exam. Before that we have to see one more thing. One important thing is the angular nodes and the radial nodes. One question may be asked about the radial nodes or angular nodes. If you know the value of n and l, then you can easily find out the number of radial nodes and the angular nodes. So firstly understand what is the nodes, because firstly we are seeing this topic and then we will see the tricks and then finally we will solve all the problems based on this topic, right? So node is a place where the probability of finding the electrons is equal to 0. It means where the electrons are not present, okay? And total number of the nodes is equal to n minus 1. So if we know the value of n, then we can calculate the total number of nodes, right? Another thing is the radial node. Radial node means an sphere, like an sphere where the probability of finding the electron is equal to 0. Okay. So the number of the radial nodes is equal to n minus l minus 1. What is the radial node? Where the probability of finding the electrons is 0, or in other words we can say when the wave function, the radial wave function becomes equal to 0 or it changes sign, then that will be called the radial node. Okay. Another thing is the angular node. Angular node means a flat plane. It is a flat plane. It may be either in the x-axis or either in the x plane or in the y plane or in the z plane. In any case, if there is a flat plane where the probability of finding the electron is equal to 0, then that place is called the angular node, and the number of angular nodes is equal to the azimuthal quantum number L. Okay. So see here the examples. Suppose we have given the 2s orbital, right? For this we have to find out the number of nodes. So here value of the n is equal to 2. So here the nodes will be equal to, total nodes will be equal to 2 minus 1. It means 1 node. Okay. Now see here the radial nodes. Radial nodes will be equal to n minus l minus 1. So 2 minus, for s we know l is equal to 0. 0 minus 1. So it will be 1. It means there is one radial node. Now see the number of angular nodes. Angular nodes is equal to value of L. For s orbital L is equal to 0. So it will be equal to 0. It means there is only one radial node in the case of 2s orbital. Okay. Now see the another, that is 3p orbital. Okay. Now here the value of n is equal to 3. So total nodes is equal to 3 minus 1. It means 2, right? Now see radial nodes. Here the value of L will be equal to, L is equal to 1 for p orbital. So now 3 minus 1 minus 1. It means 1. Okay. 1 radial node. Now see the angular node. Angular nodes is equal to L and value of L is 1. So 1 angular node and 1 radial node in the case of 3p orbital. Okay. Now we comes to our main topic, that is how to find the value of n, l and m. We know our wave function for the hydrogen atom or hydrogenic atoms is made up of two parts. One part is the radial part and another part is the spherical harmonics or angular part, right? And this R is a function of N and L. It means from this we can find out the value of N and L. And here this, that is a function of theta and phi, it is in this way, L and M. From this we can find out the value of L and M. Okay, so if we have given this part, then we can find out easily the value of N and M. And if we have given this part, then we can find out the value of L and M. So how to find out these values? Suppose we have to find out the value of M, magnetic quantum number. For this, what we have to do? We have seen this magnetic quantum number comes in the phi equation. What is the value there? We have seen in this way, e to power iota m phi. In this way we have seen the phi equation was in this way, 1 upon root 2 pi e to power iota m phi, right? So if we have given any equation in this form, then from this position we can see the value of m. Okay, suppose we have given e to power 2 iota phi. We have given this form. Now you can see here, this is iota phi as it is, and this m is this value. It means m's value is plus 2, right? If we have given e to power minus 2 iota phi, then value of m will be equal to minus 2, in this way, right? And if we have not given this e power, this exponent term we have not given, we have only given in this way, 1 upon root 2 pi. Nothing else is given to us. What does it means? It means we have given e to power 0. Why? Because we know that the exponent of 0 is equal to 1. This e to power 0 will equal to 1. So this will be equal to this. Okay. So now from here you can understand. Here the value of m will be equal to 0. Right? So in this way you can find out the magnetic quantum number. Now we have to find out the value of azimuthal quantum number. For this we have two options. One is that we can find out it from the angular part. So firstly we are seeing the angular part. If we have given the angular part, then how we can find out it? For this we have to see the power of the cos theta and sin theta. It means the power of cos theta plus sin theta. We have to sum up the power of these two. Okay, and that will be equal to the value of L. Okay, this power x suppose, and this power is y. Okay, here this is x and this is y. Then what will be the value of L? L will be equal to x plus y, in this way, right? Suppose I have already give you the examples that if we have in this way, I have told you in my previous video that for this the formula is root 3 by 2 cos theta. We have seen this in our previous video, we have seen this formula, right? So in this formula you can see this cos theta, it means it is 1 power. We can write in this way, okay? And this 1 power means value of L is equal to 1. And you can see here, this is the value of L. This is the value of L and this is the value of M. So from, you can understand from this, okay? Similarly, see another example. This is the theta function for 2, 0, where L is equal to 2 and M is equal to 0. In this case, we have seen the formula was this, under root of 5 upon 8, 3 cos square theta minus 1. Now here see, what is the power of cos theta? 2. It means value of L is equal to 2 and same is given here, right? Now see one more formula. If we have given one formula in this way, this is the formula for the spherical harmonics. I have also given you this in my previous lecture. this is the formula. Suppose this will be plus 1, suppose this is plus 1, okay, and here is this plus iota phi. Now how many values you can find out from this formula? See here, this sine theta, it means sine to power 1 theta, right? So there is only one power, so value of L is 1. Same is given here. Okay, now see here, e to power plus iota phi. You can see here, this will be in this way, iota m phi. Now what is the value of m? M will be equal to plus 1, and same is given here. So value of m is plus 1 and value of L is here 1. So if we have given this part, we can find out the values. Okay, similarly, if we have to find out the azimuthal quantum number from the radial part, we have given the radial part, then how we can find out? In radial part, we have seen that there is some function in this way. There is a function, suppose this is a function, okay, and there is this exponent to power minus z r upon n naught. In this way we have given. So for the azimuthal quantum number, it means for finding out the value of L, we have to see this part. Okay, we does not need to see this part, we have to see this only. Okay, this part is called pre-exponential factor. This is exponential part, so this is pre-exponential factor. In this part we have to see the power of R, and we have seen the minimum power of R. Suppose we have given 2 or 3 powers, then we have to see the minimum one. So this value will be equal to the value of L. Okay, I will give you the examples. I am showing you the question papers. In that you can see this type of questions. Firstly, understand this. And another thing that we have to find out is the value of the principal quantum number, it means n. How we can find out the value of n? So for this also we have to see the radial part, and now we have to see this part, it means e to power minus zr upon n naught, this exponential function we have to see. Now in this function you can see this is the value of n, so we have to see this value. It means we have to see the denominator, and all the values except this n naught will give us the value of n. Okay, suppose we have given here, we have given in this way, e to power minus zr upon 3 n naught. In this way we have given. So this 3 will be what? It is the principal quantum number. Okay, so now we can find out also the value of n, and now we have to see the questions based on this, because by questions this all thing will be very clear. Alright, so firstly see this question from the June 2019's question paper from the CSIR NET exam. Here we have given, I am not writing here the whole question because it will get very lengthy. The question is an unnormalized wave function of hydrogen atom is given to us. This is the unnormalized wave function for hydrogen atom, and we have to find out the value of n, L and m. So firstly understand here, this is the radial part, okay, and this one is the angular part that we have given, right? Now from the radial part we can find out the value of n and L, and from this part we can find out the value of L and m. Okay, so for n what we have to see here, e to power minus r upon 3. If we compare it with this, e to power minus zr upon n naught, what is the value of n here? This is the value. Okay, this thing, it means value of n is equal to 3, right? Now see another thing, for the L value we have to see the minimum power of this R. This is the pre-exponential factor and its minimum power is 2, so value of L will be equal to 2. Similarly from this part we can, if we have not given this part, then also we can find out the value of L from this part. Here we have to see the power of this cos theta plus sin theta, and this is equal to 2, so from here also value of L is equal to 2, right? Now we have to find out the value of m, and we can see here there is no phi part, it means we have not given any function in this way, this iota m phi, in this way we have not given any function, right? It means its value will be equal to e to power 0, It means value of m is equal to 0, right? So the value of n, l and m is 3, 2 and 0. Okay, now see this question from June 2017's question paper. Here we have given this unnormalized wave function, okay, and now what is the question here? Possible angular part of the eigenstate is, this is the eigenstate and we have to find out the possible angular part which may be, okay. So we have to find out here what is the possibility for the angular part. Now for this we have to see the value of L, and for value of L we have to see this pre-exponential factor, and here we have to see the minimum power of R. Here this is 2 and this is 1, this will be 1, okay. So minimum is this, it means value of L will be 1, right? And when value of L is 1, what does it mean? It means the power of cos theta plus sin theta will be equal to 1, okay. Now in these options you can see there is not given any sin part, okay, only we have given cos theta. So the power of cos theta should be 1 in this way. Now you can see 4 options. This will be cos 0 theta, that is equal to 1, okay, and this is only that here we have given cos 1 theta. So this option will be the right option. In all other options this will be 3 plus 1, 4 power. It means it will be for L is equal to 4. This will be for L is equal to 2, and this is for L is equal to 1, and this for L is equal to 0, okay. So this one is the right option. Okay, now see this question from December 2015's question paper. We have given this wave function, that is a radial part of the hydrogenic wave function, and here this alpha and beta are the constant. Now what is the question? The question is that this function is identifiable as either it is 2s or for 3p or for 4d or for 5f. We have to identify. It means we have to identify the value of n and l, right? So here see, for L value we have to see here this power of R. Now we can write this in this way, R alpha minus R square e to power minus beta R. In this way we can write. So minimum power of R is 1. This will be 1. So value of L is 1. It means it is for p orbital. So this will be 3p orbital, okay. So this option will be right option. Alright, now see this question from GATE 2014's question paper. Here we have given a hydrogenic wave function, okay. This is the wave function, and now we have to find out the incorrect statement, and we have given 4 different options. The statements are psi is equal to 0 in xy plane, another is 2 radial nodes are present in psi, option third 1 angular node is present in psi, and fourth one is the size of orbital decreases with increase in atomic number. So for this we will firstly see out these 2 options. We have to see firstly the number of nodes, okay. So see here, for nodes we should know 2 things. One is the value of n and another is the value of L, okay, and these both we can find out from here. So firstly see here this part, e to power minus zr upon 3. From here you can see this is 3. It means value of n will be equal to 3, right? Now we have to find out the value of L, and value of L, it means minimum power of L, minimum power of R, that is equal to 1. You can see here, and similarly you can see here this is given to us cos theta. If you see this is cos to power 1 theta. So value of L is equal to 1, right, and value of n is equal to 3. Now we have to see the number of nodes. So radial nodes will be equal to n minus L minus 1. It will be equal to 3 minus 1 minus 1. It means 1. And angular nodes will be equal to L. So it will be equal to 1, right? So angular node is 1. It means 1 angular node is present. So this option is true statement, okay. Now see, radial nodes is equal to 1 and we have given 2 radial nodes are present. So this is the false statement. So this option is the correct, option number 2, okay. Alright, now see this question from GATE 2012. The question is very simple. we have given here the angular part of the wave function is proportional to this. It means sin square theta cos theta e to power 2 iota phi. And now we have to find out the value of magnetic and azimuthal quantum number. It means we have to find out the value of L and M. Okay. For L we have to see the power of sin theta and cos theta. Power of this is 2 and its power is 1. So 2 plus 1 will be equal to 3. So now value of L is 3, right? And for this we have to see this part, e to power 2 iota phi, and compare it with this e to power iota m phi. So this is the value of m. It means m is equal to plus 2. Okay. So what is value of L? L is equal to 3, m is equal to plus 2. Very simple question. So such type of questions are basically asked from the wave function part of the hydrogen atom. And in this type of questions you have nothing to do. If you have cleared your concepts, then you can do such type of questions quite easily. In our next video we will see somewhat about the perturbation theorem, what is the important things, and then we will see the variation theorem and several other things. Thank you.